Hey Razorback fans, and welcome back to our Hogs Plus Spring Football Preview Show. It is week 2. Last week we talked about the defense, but this week we are focusing on the Arkansas offense. Now there's a lot to talk about here, and we're going to be sitting down with Dan Enos, the Arkansas new offensive coordinator, of course, KJ Jefferson, and a couple of other guests are going to pop by the show as well. So let's get started.
We're going to play hard, but we're going to be fundamentally sound.
Oh, that's the way to snap it.
Throw it up, throw it up, throw it up! There we go! The vibe, how it is now, it's a different feeling. It's a good feeling at that.
There you are.
On the football field, it's hard love, but we're going to wrap our arms around each other and keep going.
Let's learn off the field, and let's get better.
What gets me excited is the team feels the same way about being at Arkansas as I do.
Well, I'm excited to be joined right now by Jimmy Smith, who is now the associate head coach at Arkansas, along with coaching the running backs. But what does that title exactly mean?
It really just means that when Coach Pitt's not here, I get a chance to give his message to everybody else when he's not available.
Okay. So you're with the running backs. I know that
ma'am.
group is pretty stacked right now. Can we kind of run through your main guys in that group?
Yeah, we start with Rocket Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
the guy everybody talks about. Great kid, even great person, good football player, loves what he does. Now he turned into more of a leader, which is very important for us. But I'm excited. I think he'll have a great season.
What about Rashad? How's he been doing so far?
Same thing, man. They like brothers in there. So Rashad is maturing off the field more, learning more about the academic side of it and about the off the field stuff, and get more comfortable being here. And football was always easy for him, so that's getting better too. So
AJ Green doing okay so far this spring?
it's probably the best spring AJ's had since he's been here.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's from where he was at to where he is now. He's probably improved more than anybody else, which is hard to say because he's already doing pretty good. But now the small things that he wasn't really focusing on, he's doing a lot better at it. So I think he'll have a good season too. We also have Dominique Johnson. When Dominique coming back, man, we got a role for him. We got some things we want to do, and we're excited to see him come back and get back out there.
I know you've got a young guy in the group as well, Isaiah Gustave. What's he bring to the team?
He's a combination of everything. He's a bigger kid. I think he just ran a 10.7 last week. So that's pretty good. He's 6'2", 215 pounds.
Ooh, 215.
Yeah, he's
That's a
gained
big
some
kid.
weight. So it's a big deal. I'm really excited about it when he gets here.
So overall, how impressed have you been with that running backs group and how they've performed so far in spring?
I've been impressed more importantly about how they handle when they don't do well. Because it's a new offense, they've been making some mistakes and learning from them. But I like the way they respond. The next day we respond well, we come back and they do a great job at it. So they're fixing everything every day. So now you want them by the summertime, you want them to be pretty much on point.
Well, you've got new offensive coordinator in Dan Enos. What's he bringing to the team this season?
Detail. We always was pretty good on offense, but his attention to detail is another level. And he makes you as a coach, make sure you're paying attention to detail. So I like it.
Have you heard any of his dad jokes? I'm still been asking people, and no one can tell me.
He got a lot of jokes.
We'll catch on to it like after he done said it. Like, we're like, oh, okay, that's what he was. Like, it don't be like right in the moment. Like, it'll be like, we'll all look at each other like, what is it? Then we'll finally like catch on like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what he's talking about. So.
You say you've been around a long time.
Yeah.
So some of them I haven't heard in a long time.
Okay.
Since I've been home with my dad. So,
Right.
So some of the jokes, they got a little. You got to think about it a little bit.
I know he's really serious,
Yeah.
but at the same time, he has some fun with the guys, right?
He does. And that's what's funny. He tries to. He's a focused guy, really detailed guy, really serious guy, but he tries to relax and have some fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes he feels kind of awkward, I think, trying to do it but the guy looking at him like, are you playing? Are you serious?
is it a joke?
You were so serious like the last 10 minutes, but now you're saying a joke, so we don't know if we can laugh right now. But it's just after a while, the guys, they'll figure him out.
They'll catch on.
Yeah, I figure him out now. I understand now, so they get it.
So what's the culture that he's building here in this offense?
Man, it's really important, man. He's real big on practicing hard every day of the week and preparing for Saturday. He's real big on like not just settling for stuff. good ain't good enough. Something I always tell people. Our goal is to be great, so he's real big on that, and I think that it's going to trickle down to everybody else, and it's going to make us even better.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for your time. I know that we've actually had a chance to sit down with some of your offensive players as well to get a little more insight into the culture that's being built here at Arkansas.
I've always had a lot of respect for Dan and him as a man, him as a coach, as a play caller. I mean, great quarterback coach. But man, it's been great. I think you asked KJ and those guys, I think he's helped them tremendously in these few practices and several more walkthroughs.
Hit, call him out. 5, 2, 3. Hit. 2, 1. Hit.
It's been good. We're building a foundation. We're not cutting corners. The guys are, I think, really buying in. I think they've got a great sense of urgency. I think they understand that the detail is going to help. I think, having some of your older players that we have, they're doing a really good job of leading, and that makes it easier for the rest of the guys to kind of fall in line and buy into what we're doing. But it's been good. It's been fun. It's a good group. I think it's a very talented group, and I think Coach Pittman and the staff is recruited and developed, and we have a very good culture.
Hit, go. Eyes up, 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 eyes up. Find the laces. Bam, love it. Hit. Come on.
It's been fun. I mean, I've been enjoying it. Just being able to just accept the adversity, the change, the new system, new offense, just new coaching style. So just being able to just accept it, and it's been fun so far. So I'm just enjoying and embracing every moment of it.
Here's things that don't change, right? These never change. How many hands do I have on the ball? 2. Where are my eyes always? Up. Here we go. Same thing. Now I'm going to have to what? Flip throw. Here we go. Hit.
He's a really intense guy, which is probably my favorite part about him. He brings an intensity to the room that I think will kind of give an edge to our offense.
Attack, boom, look, step, pitch, good. Attack is what shoulder? Inside shoulder, here we go.
We're coming along sharp. I mean, everybody's grasping onto the new offense really well from last season. So it's being able to just keep focusing and just doing stuff, the little details on your own. And so going home, studying film, studying your playbook. So the next day you come in, you know what got going. So just being able, when we got to do corrections, we already know what's ahead of us.
Here we go. Here, push. Quick feet, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet. Stay over the top. There we go. I love that throw too. Great. Hey, end on that one. Good.
I've seen what really good teams practice like, and I've seen what not so good teams practice like. And I have a vision, and there's a standard that we will have on how we prepare and how we practice every day, because if you don't, you're not going to give yourself an opportunity to be successful on game day. So I try to make sure that I have a sense of urgency with everything that I do, which hopefully trickles down to our other offensive assistant coaches, which then permeates down to our players, so that when we go out there that we do try to make practice as game-like as we can, because I really do think that in college football, you have to create that type of intensity and the sense of urgency to do things right, and because the players are young and we are developing them and developing their mindset.
Hit, come on, run. One through. Good. Hit, come on, run. There you go. Come on, keep your feet off the bags. Your head, your eyes went just like this. Oh, eyes went up. Head down, face still. Hey, guys, here's one thing we're all doing. Our head's moving. Is that good? Face still.
I think it's really good. I mean, I know this, he has KJ's full attention at practice, and what you see there is, if you have my full attention, that means I know that you have something to say that's going to help me, and that's how practice is.
Good, one more, get one more. Good, you with me? We get that going?
A lot of the quarterbacks I've coached over the years, I still have relationships to this day, and that's what it's about. It's about, helping them get better, helping them grow, but not just in football, with other pieces of their lives, and hopefully they can see me as a coach, as a mentor, as a role model, and as somebody that's going to be loyal to them, whether they play good or play bad. It's my job to help them the best I can, but more importantly, help them grow as a person.
Give it to him. There it is, good.
Our success here at Arkansas is very, very important to him, and he'll take every minute of time that he has in meetings to help those kids and to help us get better.
I don't know, man. It could get weird. It could get weird. Here we go.
Well, I love the culture that this offense is building under Dan Enos, and I am joined right now by Quinn Grovey, who I know is also a fan of Dan Enos. How well do you two know each other?
Well, I knew him when he was here the last time.
Right.
And so, but I knew him also when he was playing quarterback at Michigan State.
Okay.
And so being able to see him actually do it,
Yeah.
you know, that gives me a lot of credibility, or it allows me to say there's a lot of credibility what Dan is doing. I was excited about it when he came here the first time, and now that he's back, I just think quarterback play is going to be more and more productive. And I think that's going to help us in a recruiting standpoint, and I think it's going to help us getting guys to the NFL, because he's put a bunch of guys in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, Dan is a serious kind of cat. You know, he's
in the zone.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys where you just don't see a whole lot of funny. He may try to be funny, but you don't see a whole lot of funny.
Apparently, he's got some dad jokes.
I heard about that.
Have you heard this?
I heard about that. I heard he's giving dad jokes in the quarterback room, and the quarterbacks are trying to figure out if it's funny. Should we laugh? Should we do all this kind of stuff? So I get all that, but at the end of the day, you want a guy that he's very similar to my quarterback coach, a guy named David Lee. I mean, very intense. I mean, it's like, I love you, but I tell you what, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, me and you gonna have a problem. And so I get that same David Lee feeling about Dan. And so I know that he's gonna push KJ to be the absolute best that he can possibly be. Yeah. And then when you got a star like KJ that wants to be better, that's only going to help him out. He's going to soak it up, and he'll be like a sponge, and he should have a great year.
Well, I know that the offense last season was really up-tempo. Is it going to be like that under Enos, or do you think it's going to switch up a little bit?
You know, that's a great question. I think there'll be some up-tempo. I don't think it'll be as fast, because I think that every answer we had last year, or one of the answers we would have to every situation was to go faster.
Right.
Go fast. Let's just go fast. Let's go fast. I think Dan Enos is going to be more of, okay, let's go fast when it makes sense. Let's go fast to apply pressure. Let's go fast in certain situations that's going to give us an advantage. But when it's time to kind of load up, get into our 4-minute offense, close the game out, let's get up 3 tight ends. Let's get 13 personnel. Let's hand the ball to Rocket. Let's hand the ball to AJ and all those guys and let them close a team out. So with Dan Enos, I think the offense is better. And that's no disrespect to Kendall, because I like Kendall. Yeah. Okay, so I put that. But I think they'll be better in every aspect of the game. 2-point conversions, 4th down. I think they'll be better, and I'm glad Dan Enos
That would
is
be
here.
great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that the tight ends are going to be a little bit more involved in this offense?
You know, and that's what I hear.
That's what I've heard too.
That's what I hear. I'll continue to look for that.
Okay.
I know when Dan was here, tight ends were a huge part of it.
Right.
So I don't expect him to do anything different than that. A tight end can be a quarterback's best friend. Yep. There's no doubt about it. So if we can get a tight end involved with that, and especially when you're not sure exactly what you're going to do from a wide receiver standpoint, getting a tight end that can really patrol the middle of the field, give KJ a quick out, an easy out, an easy line of sight throw can help you out. So we'll see how that continues to progress, but I know Dan wants to be explosive. He wants to be very effective in the run game, and I think he'll be able to deliver on all those.
Well, Quinn, don't go anywhere, but we're going to take a look real quick at our sit-down that we had with Dan Enos to help answer some of those questions. Also touched base with KJ Jefferson as well. So take a look at this Hog Pod clip.
Well, let's talk about KJ and what you see. And I assume you watched some tape of him and probably saw that BYU where 5 guys banged him around and he makes that play and did it again in the bowl game, I think.
Yeah, he's a special talent. So far, I've been every day I get a little bit more comfortable with him. I think he gets more comfortable with me. I've been really impressed by his preparation thus far. He comes to meetings. He's very prepared. He has very good questions. He wants to be coached. He wants to be pushed. He's like I always tell these guys, like this past season, I had 7 guys in the NFL quarterbacks that I coached or recruited over the years, 7. Okay, now here's what I say to them. They're all different. Every one of them is different, you know. Left-hander, right-hander, some can run, some can't.
Taller,
some
smaller.
are tall, some are short. Like, I don't get all wrapped up in all that. Like, they're all different, but there are a few commonalities they all possess, a few characteristics they all possess, all of them. And that's one of them is preparation. And another one is competitiveness. They want to be great. They don't want to be told you're great. They want to be told, here's what you need to get better at so that you can continue to develop and get better. And I think I know KJ has that. He's been like a sponge. He's like taking notes. He's asking questions, and we're having some really good conversations. And I think he's really smart. I think he's a really good leader. He's been a very good communicator. He's very talented. He's very instinctive, and that's another trait that those guys all have. They're instinctive players. Like, you don't have to tell them, like, every time. Like, you know, I can't tell you every situation that may happen. Like, if this guy does that, this, you know, we have rules and we do things, but there's always going to be that. What do I do now? And he's made some very good decisions instinctively about things already that I see. You know what? That guy's really, really special.
Holtz told me one time, says that's called overcoming coaching.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And I try to.
You put all that stuff in him, and then boom, he does that.
I try to, like, you know, go through all the contingency plans of everything. We have answers for stuff, and we have rules built in and all that. But, you know, like yesterday at practice, like twice, I was like, man, why'd you do that? And he's like, well, blah, blah. And I said, thank you, great answer.
More power to you.
Yeah, I'm like, that's really good stuff. And I tell the guys, you got to trust your instincts, because a lot of them have them and they don't trust them yet, especially when they're young. KJ's older, obviously he's played a lot of football, so it's easier for him. But for younger quarterbacks, they have an instinct like, I should, but they don't have, you know, the confidence to do it. And then what I try to do is I try to, you know, instill that confidence in them and then give them, empower them to do that. And I tell them, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. Practice is where I'd rather have us make all these mistakes in practice, figure it out, and then in the game, we know what we can do and what we can't do. And that's part of what practice is, you know?
Well, that is just a clip of our Hog Pod episode with Dan Enos. You can watch the entire thing on Sunday night. But right now, I am back with Quinn, and we're gonna go through a couple fan questions and a little bit more of a breakdown of this Arkansas offense. So our first one is from Caleb, and he wants to know, how is Dan Enos' hiring affecting the offense? We kind of touched on it a little bit, but can you elaborate any more on it?
Well, I just think that he is so smart. Now, Dan Enos has kind of evolved over his years of coaching. I mean, it's more of under center, and then he went to Maryland. It was some shotgun. So I think what he brings to the table is really, really big. I just think the consistency and him being very familiar with Sam Pittman. I think him and Sam can be on the same page without actually saying a whole lot. So when it's time to run the football, I think Dan's going to know it's time to run the football.
Yeah.
And he's going to have plays that are designed to get the appropriate yardage. So he's a gym rat, and he's really, really good at what he does. And I think that he'll help KJ, he'll help this offense be better in a lot of different situations.
Well, let's get to our last question. This one's from Joanne, and she wants to know, how many quarterbacks do we have?
Okay, well, Joanne, we got 6 quarterbacks right now, and you saw a couple of them last year, but I think the biggest thing that we did was went out and got Jacoby Criswell from North Carolina. To be able to have a backup quarterback that is very big, that is strong, that is very similar to KJ, I think that really helps you out in a big way, because if he ever goes out, because of the way he plays, way KJ plays, he's so physical that you've got to have a backup quarterback. So I think getting Jacoby, and then I think Malachi Singleton is good, and you get the 2 Cades back, which is good as well. So I'm excited about what they have at the quarterback position, but I think between Jacoby and Malachi, I think you've got 3 quarterbacks, and then the Cades that can come in and give you some relief. I think that's a big thing. So that's another thing. I didn't say it, but I just thought of it. It was the fact that Dan Enos is going to be able to help KJ from the standpoint of maybe not being so physical in the run game. get out of bounds, slide down. I know you're 6'4",
Yeah.
250. You may want to run over somebody, but you don't have to.
Don't need to
do
bulldoze
it.
your way
No,
through
you don't have to
everything.
do it. You don't have to do it. So there's a lot of things that I think that Dan Enos is going to be able to help this team out with.
So you excited about this team for the fall?
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Of course I am. I'm definitely excited about it. I'm offensively, defensively, the coaching staff, the players, and should be a fun time.
Yeah, got a lot of great stuff to look forward to.
Yep.
Quinn, thank you so
Yeah,
much for your
thank you.
time. And by the way, if you want to send in your questions for us for next week, it is our final show before the spring football game. So for next week, be sure to sign up to send your questions in for people like me, Quinn, we've got Clay Henry, Bo Mattingly, all taking questions about this Arkansas football team. Just go to hogsplus.com/text and you're gonna get stats, analysis, and of course more information and submitting your questions here for this next show. By the way, we're only 1 week out from the spring game. That is April 15th at 12 p.m. at Razorback Stadium. Hogtown, of course, is going to be back as well from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Lot 44. We're going to have a classic car and truck show, and as always, admission is free. So be sure to join us back here for our final spring preview series, and we're going to have Sam Pittman on the show as well. We'll see you back here next week.